Hello, everybody. My name is Paul. Welcome back to the Basketball Show. Just a quick comment on my part to a person that commented on my video not too long ago. I've been told that because I have a Kobe Bryant book in the back, that means there is no bullshit in this show. And that's true. There is no bullshit. This is all straight up truth about basketball, NBA players, and everything like that. So subscribe to it and let's go. Just recently, we had Charles Barkley on the Mark Jackson podcast, and he was asked a question about today's NBA and what his opinion is on it. Now, everybody's coming for today's NBA. You had Kevin Garnett recently going after today's NBA. You had Shaquille O'Neal making some comments going after today's NBA. You had B.J. Armstrong from the Bulls, Ron Harper from the Bulls going after today's NBA. There's a lot of players and legends, not some BS players, legends coming after today's game for certain reasons. And they all kind of bring up at least one of the same things that even Charles Barkley talks about in his comments. So listen to Charles, and I'll be right back with you so I can kind of dissect it and give you my opinion on that matter.
Charles, can we talk a little bit about today's game? I want to know.
Yeah, Blue, now you're going to have to mess up my whole day. All right? I'm in a good mood. And there you go. It's interesting, Blue. I was on Dan Patrick's show recently. He asked me a great question. He says, because our ratings are down. We've been up, but they're down now. And he asked me a great question. He says, is it because it's just become a 3-point shooting contest or load management? I said, Dan, that's a great question. I says, and they're both issues, in my opinion. Fans are not just going to go out there and see a bunch of guys jack up threes every night. Guys don't even shoot layups anymore. They don't shoot any mid-range. It's like, we're just going to shoot a bunch of threes, and if we make them, we win. If we miss them, we're going to lose. I said, well, there's no strategy involved. Yeah, it's great if you're going to make them all. I don't need any strategy if I'm going to make all my damn shots. But I think the load management thing is going to become the biggest problem because, with this new TV deal, Blue, I think we got 5 or 6 players making $60 million. And bless them. I don't hate on the young guys for making that money. But when this new TV deal kicks in, it's going to be it's almost triple what it is right now. It is triple if I'm adding my numbers up, right? It is almost triple. Because 1.2, 2.5, 2.5, 2. Oh, it's almost 5 times. So we're going to have guys making 70, 80, 90, $100 million in the next 3 or 4 years. And when one of those guys who's making $95 million saying, I can't play basketball 2 days in a row, these fans are going to go crazy. And they have a right to do so. It ain't like we construction workers or steel workers who got real jobs. To play basketball 2 days in a row, I said the most you're going to play is 4 days in a week. Most of the time you play 3, but sometimes you might play 4. But if we keep alienating the fans, when guys making 70, 80, $100 million, and they're like, I'm going to do load management, I'm saying, whoa, to me, that's a bigger problem for the fans going forward. That's just my personal opinion. Listen, I love today's game. It's really interesting when me and your dad say something. Anytime an old head says something, we hating on the young guys. Sometimes stuff can be true. They got some really great players today, but it's really just become a 3-point shooting contest. And what's amazing to me, we went out there with one leg, broken faces, cheap shoes, flying commercial. Now these guys make the most money, bless them. They got the best shoes. They got damn ice things, ice baths. They got hyperbaric chambers. and they're always hurt. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. If y'all, come on, man, y'all got the best stuff ever. Like if you get hurt now, like in our day, if you got hurt, that's the stuff that could end your career. Now you're back in 6 months and quote unquote better. You know, you probably don't even know this. Cause me and your dad so old. Dude, my first 3 years in NBA, I flew commercial. And it was crazy being in the airport at 5:30 in the morning trying to sleep after you had played the night before and got 2 hours sleep. Fly half the day, then take a quick power nap and go to the gym and try to play basketball. I said, hey man, just be appreciative. Play all the games. You know, Adam Silver, who's a great person, he's like, well, if you don't play 75 games, you can't win an award. A dude making $90 million don't give a damn about no awards. he's like, wait a minute. You think a guy making that much money is like, yeah, I didn't win. I didn't make all NBA. I didn't get MVP. Like, yeah. But I made $75 million this year. So I just wish these guys would realize how lucky they are. I mean, we're so blessed to play sports. But these guys today, man, they're really lucky and blessed. I just hope they appreciate it.
All right. So you heard Charles Barkley talk about today's NBA. From what he said, and he made comments about today's game previously, even a year ago or whatever, and he said today's players are spoiled rotten in the past. And it's true. Looking at what Charles Barkley just said, imagine today's players. Could you imagine LeBron James today flying commercial? I mean, the guy would literally cry like a little girl that broke her fingernail. He was in the bubble for, 2 months? Locked away from his family, and he was crying like a baby about it because he couldn't see anybody and he couldn't spend time with his family. Dude, there is soldiers and people going away for months and years at a time, protecting your ass, fighting for the country, doing all they can do. And you're complaining about these people, these players today are so spoiled, so soft, so with expectations that are so unrealistic. And it's all because they have no comparison to what other players date with. I mean, Charles Barkley, first 3 seasons of his career, he flew commercial at the airport at 5 a.m., sleeping because he played the night before. And then you got a power nap during the day so he can work out and play a game. And then he's off to another city, playing hard, playing through injuries, being tough, being a monster on the boards and on the offensive end and everything. He wasn't a great defender, but, you know, it is what it is. But Charles Barkley was a freaking beast on the basketball court, dealing with all that stuff that he had to deal with and going through and not having all this babying and bubble wrap on you and all that stuff, and everybody protecting you and everybody telling you load manage and rest yourself because you're playing too much. I mean, Barkley says it. I mean, you're not steel workers. You're not anything. The ratings are down in the league. People are looking at these players. People used to look at players and they were their heroes. I mean, I'll give you my example. I was playing in college and I got pretty badly hurt. I twisted my ankle where it almost broke. It was purple. They put me in a cast and told me, come back in 3 weeks for a reevaluation and then maybe you could play. But because we had players like Michael Jordan at the time, and I was watching the Knicks, and you had the Anthony Masons and Patrick Ewings and John Starks and all those guys, and they were playing through injuries. They were grimacing on the court, going through everything that they possibly can. Dude, I was in the middle of the season when I had that injury. I had a cast on my leg. 2 days after they put the cast on my leg, I got a friend over my house. We had a game the next day. And I was like, damn, I gotta play. I had my friend cut my cast off because of the example that I had from those NBA players. I wasn't making millions of dollars. I wasn't making any money. He cut my cast off. I wrapped my ankle and iced it the day before and iced it the day after and all that other stuff. I played on that leg. And I played a good freaking game because of the example that I had. Now, the example that we have, a broken nail will put you on the bench for a week. And the players won't even complain that they're not playing. You know, supposedly the team is not allowing them to play. I mean, come on. Barkley says it all. Second of all, it's a three-point contest. There's really, before you had inside-outside games, you had plays they played and triangles and all that other stuff. And it was nice to watch. There was mid-range game and driving to the basket and all that other stuff. Everybody's just shooting freaking threes, 50, 60, sometimes 70 threes a game for a single team. Even Shaq said it recently. It's boring. It's just boring. It's almost unwatchable. I'm a Knicks fan. I like the Knicks. They're doing pretty good. They're 14-8 at the moment. I don't watch a lot of their games because just three-pointers going up. I might watch, you know, when they get to the playoffs and stuff. But it's just not, there is no toughness. There is no rivalries in there. Nobody beating anybody up. Nobody starting anything on the floor. Everybody's just buddy, kissy all the time. You know, it's a different type of game, different type of time. And I think, yes, a lot of it has to do with the leader for the past 20 years, who's LeBron James. I mean, look at the guy right now. He said he'll play 82 games this season. Maybe he will. If he stays healthy, he won't get injured. Maybe he will. He gave everybody his word that he's going to play 82 games, right? At 40. But look at the way he's playing. He's exhausted. 14 points in a game, 16 points in a game, a streak of missed three-pointers. Legs are going out on the guy. This is getting sad. And in my opinion, I'll get into this probably in another video, but the guy is just, he's taking the Lakers hostage. The Laker fans are screwed for the next 2 to 3 seasons because of the guy and what his approach to the game is right now. The Lakers are not looking to win titles. They can't with him. The most important thing for the guy right now is just to get his son on the roster and play with his son. He's not serious to win titles no more. Anthony Davis is suffering because of that. I mean, today's game's changed. It's just soft, man. I started watching the game in the 1990s. Barkley is 100% right. I don't blame the players for making the money if the league is making the money. But the more, you got to remember, the more money they make, the more money the teams spend on the players, the more those teams are going to protect those players, and the more those players are going to protect themselves because they don't want to lose that money coming in. So I think the size of the contracts and the money they make, that in itself is hurting the NBA. I think those numbers are getting too high at this point. It's getting crazy. That's just my opinion. I think Barkley is right on the money right here. He's right on the money. He knows what he's talking about, and he's mirroring a lot of the comments that have been made by B.J. Armstrong, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Shaquille O'Neal, a lot of it. And it's not hating on anybody. Yeah, the rules change, and it's just, they're not even calling freaking half the travels anymore. It's just a terrible product, and I hope it changes the next couple of years because to me, it's just not worth watching most of the time anymore. See you guys in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.